And welcome back, Israel, to your Cable Data Science channel. Today is Friday, August the 27th, 2021. It is time for your daily COVID-19 analysis. Before we get started, a big shout out to the, what did we say? 16 people who watched the video yesterday, 14, and a big shout out to the 19 people in Israel who watched this video yesterday. Thank you so much for those 19 views. We now have a request to ask, as I always do. That is, 19 views should equal 19 likes. So I'd appreciate it a whole lot if you would start clicking that like button. Of course, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. You can also, of course, click on that share button, share the video on Facebook and Twitter. You can also, click on the link there and copy paste the link to the video into an email or text message. Okay. Now, before I get started here, I got a very sobering question or observation for you. Suppose COVID-19 never goes away in Israel. Suppose it never goes. Suppose we never have a day, a week, or a month when there isn't a new COVID-19 case or there isn't a COVID-19 death. At what point do we lace up our boots and get on with life? At what point do we learn to live with it and just get on with it, accept the fact that people are going to continue to die from it? At what point do we end the cycle of shutdowns and openings? Okay, something to think about. Okay, the other thing I want you to think about is July this year. Okay, and the reason is let's just take a look at some numbers. Everything. The reason is because this right here. Sweden, Israel, Sweden, the U.S., and the U.S. state of Ohio all show an increase in cases beginning in the early part of July. I think the U.S. may even show an increase in deaths. Why is that? Why are so many countries? Well, the question is this: how many other countries are doing that? Okay, that's the question. So what you can see here is, as of August, for the 7-day period ending August the 23rd, you were averaging 8,237 cases per day. What about deaths? For the 7-day period ending August the 23rd, you were averaging 26 deaths per day. Now you can see this 4, 5, or 6 week increase in cases here. Hopefully this week here marks the beginning of a new downward trend in cases for Israel and the U.S., okay, and Sweden. Now you could look at the deaths. The deaths are here about 150 last week for this week so far. So the deaths are actually a little higher this week than the previous week. So this is probably maybe 150, 160 deaths right here for Israel right now for deaths. What about the monthly case? You can see that unfortunately August is going to be the second highest month so far for COVID-19 cases. And it's also going to be the most number of deaths. August will be the most number of deaths since January, February, March of this year. Okay, or January, February, March this year. So that's not a particularly good situation, but it's still less than 500 for the entire month. Okay. So anyway, Israel, this does conclude your report for today. I just leave you again with that request that you click on that share button, click on the like button, and of course subscribe as always. Thanks so much, Israel, for your time. Well, I will mention one thing. I do have I'm rather bummed out a little bit right now because my trip to Israel in October has been canceled due to COVID-19, which adds a new urgency to my question about when you go open back up. Okay. Anyway, thanks so much for your time, Israel. We will catch you Sunday with an updated report.